Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Babita Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor, Army Institute of Education, Greater Noida. As all of you know, we are here to give you some guidance regarding your CET preparation. So in the same series, I'm here with a new topic, and my topic for today's session is common errors in English. So as all of you are familiar that in India, if we talk about teaching of English, it is taught as a second language. So keeping this point in mind, it is very important for us to understand that as a learner of English, so which kind of errors a learner can commit, and what all those aspects we need to understand whenever we are going to attempt for any competitive examination. So in this session, I would like to take some of the theoretical aspect, and then it will be followed by some questions which may be asked, or based on which you can prepare your own content, or you can prepare yourself for the this common entrance exam of B.Ed. So if we see in teaching of English, there are different parts of speech. So every part has its own importance. So if you know that which part of speech is it, then it will help you in understand that which kind of error may be committed over there, and it will help you to identify the correct option for that particular part of the speech. So let us see what parts of speech are all about. So according to Oxford's Learner's Dictionary, it defines parts of speech as one of the classes into which words are divided according to their grammar, such as noun, verb, adjectives, etc. And if we see according to Cambridge Dictionary, parts of speech is defined as one of the grammatical groups into which words are divided, such as noun, verb, and adjectives. So these are some of the common definitions of parts of speech. So one by one, we'll go through these parts of speech, and then we'll discuss some of the questions which based on which you can prepare for your common entrance exam. Now, before discussing errors, in English language, or the common errors in English language, let us try to understand what is the difference between errors and mistakes. So if you see errors, here you can see errors are the result of incomplete learning and linguistic competency of the learners, and errors cannot be self-corrected. So if a learner is not having complete information about the language, then errors may occur. And simultaneously, this thing is also important to understand that errors cannot be self-corrected, because the learner is not having competent over the linguistic aspect wherever the learner is committing mistake. And here, if we talk about mistakes, mistakes are the results of poor performance of language due to many factors such as fatigue and carelessness on the other parts of the learners, etc. So now we'll see that how we can, if you see the definition of errors, so it is very important to give more and more practice on the area where you find yourself to be weak. So to have mastery over the language, more and more practice is required. Now let us see which all parts of speech are there. So if you see a complete sentence, there may be nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. So here we'll be starting with the nouns first. I hope all of you are familiar with nouns, and I'm not spending much time on the descriptive parts of speech. For this, you can refer to any grammar book, and you can go into the details of the content. You can just go through the theoretical aspect of grammar, then only it will help you to understand how you are going to attempt the correct answers. So here, if we start with noun, I hope all of you are familiar with the term noun. So nouns are words that are used to name people, places, animals, ideas, and things. Nouns can be classified into two main categories, common nouns and proper nouns. These are the major categories. So we'll be discussing more about the other categories as well. So if we talk about the common nouns which are generic, like ball, card, stick, for instance, and proper nouns are more specific, as the name indicates. They are more specific in nature. For example, the names. Here the name is Charles. There may be any other name, for example, Ram, Sham, Sita, Gita, or any other name. And the White House, it is also specific in nature. Similarly, the sun. So here you can see that these are the two common categories that we have discussed. Now, there are few examples. For example, boy, girl, table, chair, peacock, honesty, happiness, wisdom, books, etc. So if we see the types of noun, I just focused earlier on two aspects that covered common noun and proper noun, and some more are collective noun, abstract noun, and material noun. So by seeing the examples, I think it will be easier for you to understand these types, because these terms are self-explanatory in nature. So if we see the common, so here if we talk about the common noun, here you can see the example is city. So here no, it is not mentioned specifically that which city we are talking about. So it may be New Delhi, it may be any other city. And similarly, if you see the fruit, the next word, next common noun, that is fruit. So it may be mango, banana, or any other fruit. Specifically, it is not mentioned. That's why it will fall under the category common noun. Similarly, for player or mother. So now if we see the second example, that is proper noun, as the term indicates, it is proper in nature, it is more specific in nature. Here we are talking about a particular country or a particular name. And collective noun, so if we see the root word over here, it is collective noun, it is indicating a group of anything. So here some examples are given. For example, a class. So this class may be a 6th class or a 7th class, or maybe any B.Ed class, or any class which comprises of many students. Similarly, the army and council. So these are some of the examples of collective noun. Similarly, abstract nouns. So as this term indicates, abstract means which we can't touch. So if you see these words, love, freedom, or power, they will fall under the this category of noun. Now coming to the last category, that is material noun, as the name indicates. So material may be any, it may be cotton, it may be wood, it may be platinum, it may be gold or steel or protein. These are some of the examples of material noun. So why I'm telling you these examples? Because after going through these examples only, you will be able to identify the word in the given sentence, and based on the specific or the salient feature of that particular word, it will be convenient, it will be easier for you to find out the error. Now coming to the second part of speech, that is pronoun. So here, these are the words used to substitute a noun in a sentence. So as I told you, I'm not going to discuss in detail what all these parts are, because you can go through any of the grammar book for the same. So pro plus noun typically means in place of or instead of. So here a noun or a noun phrase. So pronoun then replace nouns. For example, David met Joe. He talked for an hour. So here in this particular sentence, you can see, so the name Joe is not repeated. So instead of the name Joe, he is being used. And in and can also refer back to nouns. David is absent because he is ill. So in that way, you can see that noun is being replaced by the pronoun. So here you can see some examples: I, he, she, it, them, his, yours, anyone, nobody, you, who, where, etc. These are some of the examples. Now, let us see the definition. A pronoun is a word used instead of a common noun or a proper noun. The word pronoun means for a noun and it is called a noun's deputy. Now, if we talk about the types of pronoun, there are many types here you can see. And I hope with these terms, you will be able to just recall some of the words which we are frequently using in our day-to-day conversation. If you see these categories here, the first type is personal. As the name indicates, it is personal, means it is too close to us. So here, mine, his, ours, theirs. So these are some of the examples of personal pronouns. Now coming to reflexive. So myself, yourself, itself. I hope you must have used these terms in your day-to-day conversation. Then reciprocal, as the name indicates, each other or one another. Wherever we are using, we are reciprocating the words. So demonstrative, for example, we are indicating. So this, that, those, or these. Now coming to interrogative pronoun. So here interrogative is basically, as the name indicates again, it is generally used in questions. So here you can see the WH family: who, which, where, when. Then indefinite. So here we are not very much specific about the pronoun which we are using or which we are mentioning in the sentence. Here you can see some examples. For example, several, most, everyone. Then relative. So here we have to establish a relative nature of the pronoun. For example, that, which, who, and whose. So coming to the next part of speech, that is verb. So I hope all of you must be familiar with the term verb. And if we talk about the basic structure of any sentence, we use SVO. So subject, verb, and object. So let us see what the verb is. So verbs are the words that denote an action that is being performed by the noun or the subject in a sentence. They are also called action verbs. Some examples of verbs are read, sit, run, pick, garnish, come, pitch, etc. So there are numerous activities or actions which we are performing every day, or which we are mentioning, or which we are referring in our day-to-day conversation. So right now I am interacting with you, I am communicating with you. So this is again a part of a verb. So here we have to see that how the verb is being used in different tenses, in different sentences. So if you know that this particular word is verb, then it will be easier for you to find out the error, if there is any, in the given sentence. Now coming to the next part of speech, that is adverb. So adverbs are the words that are used to provide more information about verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs used in a sentence. So here are certain types. So there may be adverb of manner, adverb of degree, adverb of frequency, adverb of time, and adverb of place. So in our day-to-day communication, again, we are using different adverbs which are indicative of their intensity. Depending upon the sentence, we can use different frequencies and different degrees. in our sentences. Now coming to the other part of speech, that is adjectives. We are commonly using adjectives. So adjectives are the words that are used to describe or provide more information about the noun or the subject in a sentence. Some examples of adjectives include good, ugly, quick, beautiful, late, etc. Suppose here we are talking about a class. So if the class is very responsible, if the class is completing the task on time, so we will be giving a suitable adjective to that particular class, that this class is very responsible or this class is very disciplined. So this we have to say that which kind of nature of a person is having, which kind of characteristic feature a person is having, and accordingly we are going to perform it. We are going to mention it. Now, if we see the next part of our speech, that part is prepositions. I hope you must have heard about prepositions, what this term indicates. If we see the root word in prepositions, it is position. So prepositions talk about the position. Here we can see prepositions are the words that are used to link one part of the sentence to another. Prepositions show the position of the object or subject in a sentence. And some examples of prepositions are in, out, beside, in front of, below, opposite, etc. So these are some of the examples of prepositions, because with the help of these prepositions, we are able to see the position of the object in the sentence. So now coming to the next part, that is conjunctions. So if again we see the root word over here, this is junction. So you must have heard about railway junctions. So you know what happens in railway junctions. There you will find different bogies are of the trains are connected, right? Different trains, they are connected from one bogie to another. So that's why it is known as junction. So if we see in sentences how the words or the sentences are combined, how they are put together. So there are certain words which are used to connect the sentences. So these are known as conjunctions. And if we see the definition of conjunctions, conjunctions are the part of speech that is used to connect two different parts of a sentence, phrases, and clauses. Some examples of conjunctions are and, or, for, yet, although, because, not only, etc. So these are some of the examples of conjunctions. And we are very frequently using in our day-to-day communication these conjunctions. Or if we talk about other parts of speech, that also we are using frequently. But here main purpose of referring to all these parts of speech is just to apprise you about the parts of speech, and this will definitely help you to recall what you already know and what you have already studied. Now coming to the next part of speech, that is interjections. So here in interjections are the words that are used to convey strong emotions or feelings. Some examples of interjections are, oh. So you must have used, or you must have noticed that someone, when the person is surprised or something happened suddenly, unexpectedly. So, oh, that sound we create. Wow. So wow is generally used in when a person is in a happy mood. Alas. So when a person is sad, or if some sad situation appears in front of a person, then generally we are using such kind of word. And yippee again indicates a elated gesture. If a person is happy, in that case, that these words are, this word is used. So one more important point over here is when we are using interjections, we'll be using exclamation marks over there after the word. Now, these were some of the just a general overview of the parts of speech. I hope if you will be going through the theoretical part first, then it will definitely be helping you to understand more about the sentences, and your understanding about the sentences or the parts of speech of a sentence will definitely help you to locate or to identify the error which might be there in the sentence. So my suggestion to you all is that first of all, you go through the, you just pick up any grammar book and read the content, and this will definitely help you in performing better in your exams. Now, these are the instructions for some of the questions. Read each sentence given below and find out whether there is an error in it. The error, if any, will be one of the parts of the sentence which are marked as 1, 2, 3, and 4. If there is no error, the answer will be 5. That is no error. Ignore the errors of punctuation, if any. So here main focus is on sentence formation. If you find any grammatical mistake, if you find a mistake in any of the aspect of a sentence which we have discussed just now, so you will be focusing on those aspects. Now let us start with the question. So here you can see the police is becoming more and more inactive. So here the sentence is divided into 5 parts. Basically sentence is in 4 parts, and if there is no error, then 5 number is given to it. So the first part is the police is becoming more and more inactive. So here you can see police is an indicative of plural. That's why the error is in part 2. That is the police. Here we with the subject we should use are. So here you have to see that which helping verb you will be using. So accordingly you have to find out the error. Now coming to the next question. Here you can see she has bought a dozen of copies of English grammar books and no error. So here again, the first part is she has bought a dozen of copies of English grammar books. So here you can see a dozen of copies. So a dozen is an indicative of 12 items, right? So here the mention of copies is incorrect. So here you can see she has bought a dozen of copy of English grammar books. Now he instructed me to write the telegram in capital letter. So he instructed me, as here you can see the sentence is in past tense, to write the telegram in capital letter. So here you have to understand that is it possible to write a telegram using a single letter, right? If you you will just see the last word, that is letter. This letter doesn't mean the letter which we are referring with respect to application. This is not a letter, that letter. Here this letter is indicating alphabet, right? The alphabet in of any language. So we are telegram cannot be written in a single alphabet or single letter. So here you can see the correction has to be made in the fourth part. Now, if we come to the next question, here you can see you cannot master physics without learning the formula that govern it. Here again, you cannot master physics. So physics is one subject without learning the formula that govern it. So you must be knowing when we are using verb with singular subject, then we use s or es with it. So in case of this particular sentence, govern is the verb, and with the govern we have to use s. So it will become governs. So here the correction has to be made in the fourth part. You cannot master physics without learning the formula that governs it. So my main idea of apprising you with the parts of speech was just to tell you that if you know the parts of speech, then you will be able to identify, then you will be able to locate the mistake in the sentence. It will be easier for you to understand. Now coming to the next question, this is the price of production in the industrial sector has gone up. So here the price of production in the industrial section sector has gone up. If we see the first part, the price of the production. So here, when we talk about price you must have seen, if you purchase any item, you will find the tag of that. You must have seen the tag of price over there. So if we are purchasing, it is on the part of the consumer that how much he or she is paying. So that comes to be the price. But when we talk about the production, it means it is on the end of the company, or it is on the end of the production house. So how much amount they have invested in that production. So here, this is not the price, it is the cost of the production in the industrial sector has gone up. So instead of price, it will be cost. So the error is in part 1. Now the next question is, all his sister-in-laws are very beautiful to look at. So all his sister-in-laws are very beautiful to look at. So here, if you see the options, all his, there is no chance of correction over here. Very beautiful to and look at. Again, the problematic area seems to be the second part. So here, what correction has to be made? Here you can see sister-in-laws. So sister-in-laws will not be used in plural in this way. So it will be sister-in-law are. So this S is not required here in this particular section of the sentence. Now coming to the next question, one of the problem with you is that you are not sincere. So no, and the last option is no error. So when we are talking about one of the problem, it means there are so many problems. Out of those problems, there is one problem, right? So here, if we'll be mentioning in the first part, it should be like this: one of the problems means out of so many problems, one problem with you is that you are not sincere, right? So if we see the error, it lies in the first part of the sentence. Now, the next question is about everybody's business is nobody's business, said the teacher. So everybody's business is nobody's business, said the teacher. This is a statement given by a teacher. It is written in inverted commas. And the options, again, you have to see that where the mistake lies. And if you recall the instructions which I just read before sharing these questions, there was one option that there may be no error in the sentence. So here there is no error in this sentence. The sentence is correct. So this possibility is also there that there might not be any error in the sentence. Now let us see the next question. Which of the following is a common noun? So we just talked about different types of nouns. So a bird, London, iron, India. So if we see these options, if we see the second option, London, we know it is a specific city. And if we talk about iron, again, it is very clearly indicated. And if we see the last option, that is India, it is also specifically mentioned the name of the country. But if we see the first option, that is bird, it is not mentioning which bird. So if instead of bird, the option might be sparrow or parrot or peacock, then that would have fallen under the category of proper noun, right? So which of the following noun is a common noun? So here the common noun is bird. Now, which of the following is a collective noun? So if you recall the description of collective noun, here you can see team, book, marbles, ships. So the answer is A, that is team. Now the next question is about an abstract noun. Which of the following noun is not an abstract noun? So you have to be careful before attempting any answer, whether your question is positive or negative. Here you can see which of the following noun is not an abstract noun. So you have to see that out of the given options, which one is not an abstract noun. So if it is not abstract, then it has to be material or which we can touch or feel. So here you can see what goodness, bravery, family, and childhood. So out of these, C is the abstract, is not an abstract noun. So your option, your answer is C. Now coming to the next question. It's okay to use that bicycle. It is R, I, me, mine. So here you have to see that which pronoun you are supposed to use. There were different types of pronouns which I just discussed with you. So here you can see it is mine. So you need to understand that which component of the sentence is it which has to be filled over here, and accordingly you will be selecting the correct answer. Now the next question is, my nephew was crying and needed dash diaper changed. Now let us see the options. Here the first option is her, second is his, then she and he. I hope it is very simple and straightforward. By fitting any of the options given over here, you can just see the correct answer. Her will not go with nephew. His, yes, it will. If we see she, again it will not go correspond with this nephew, and he is again not fitting in the sentence. So the correct answer is his. Now, coming to the next question, not only drinking, but smoking too is very injurious to health. So here you see the options. There is again no error in the sentence. First of all, you should analyze the sentence in such a way so that you will be able to find out the error. But if you are not able to locate, then there is possibility that there is no error in the given sentence. Now, he wanted certain man to make entry into the chairman's cabin, and no error. So again, there are 4 options and your answer is B. Reason being, here you can see certain man. So if it would have been written like a certain man, then that was correct. But if certain man is mentioned, then man should be written in plural. So if certain man has to be written, it should be NMEN. And if certain man, MAN, has to be used, in that case, a should be added before certain. That's why here the error lies in the second part. Now coming to the next point, this young lady is more beautiful, but not so cultured as her younger sister. Here again, there are 4 options, but you have to see here, the young lady is, there is no scope of mistake over here. More beautiful. In this particular section, that is the B part of the sentence, here you can see double degrees are used, more and beautiful. So this cannot be written like this. So this lady is beautiful, but not so cultured as her younger sister. So the correction is required in the second part of the sentence. Now coming to the next question, every member of the family is addicted to drinking and so Shekhar is. So again, we have these 4 options, and every member, there is no scope of mistake, of the family is addicted to drinking and so is Shekhar. So correction has to be made in the last part of the sentence, that is addicted to drinking and so is Shekhar. Here, place of this helping verb is incorrect. So correct sentence will be every member of the family is addicted to drinking and so is Shekhar. Now the next question is, none can believe that Jaya is happier than grieved, or there is no error. Here you can see, none can believe that Jaya is happier than grieved. So these 2 adjectives are being compared, right? So when we are going to compare the adjectives, we can't compare it like this. Jaya is happy, right? There cannot be comparison of 2 adjectives as is being done in this particular sentence. So the correct sentence will be, none can believe that Jaya is happy than grieved. No, that's it for this particular sentence. Now coming to the next part, that is, it is right time you have taken decision to sell off the shares of the collapsed company. So here you can see again with these options, in second part of the sentence, it is right time you have taken decision to sell off the shares of the collapsed company. The correction is required in the second part of the sentence. You took, instead of have taken, it will be you took, because here the sentence is indicating unfulfilled desire, right? So here The correct sentence will be, it is right time you took decision to sell off the shares of the collapsed company. And now next question, some persons get job even if they are worthy for them. So here again with these options, the error lies in the third part of the sentence. Here they are worthy of them, not for them. So for them is incorrect. So the correct one will be of them, worthy of. So error is there in the third part of the sentence. Now, he did not succeed in the exam, yet he had worked hard. So I hope this is very common sentence where we are using wherever we are using although. So here you can see he did not succeed in the exam, although he had worked hard. Again, the error lies in the third part of the sentence. So instead of yet, although has to be used. So that's all for this particular section of this series of lectures. So I hope you will be practicing more on the theoretical part first of all, then you will just go through some of the exercises and keep on practicing with the help of the content which we are sharing, and with your own efforts you can get some of the online quizzes, or you can just refer to some of the competitive exam books. So it will definitely help you in preparing more and more on this particular component of your CET preparation, and wish you all the best. And I hope you will definitely qualify the exam and score good marks. Wish you all the best.